Good evening, UWA, and welcome to the official Cataclysm pre-show, where we will give you our predictions. And tonight's podcast stars the boss, Selena.
Hey.
Yes, yep. Ryan, aka half the roster. And of course, Freeman. I am the one currently giving you the announcement. I am the Silver Baron, also known as Pat. Alright, let's get this started.
Good job.
Thank you.
I think you're going to do the podcast from now on.
Sorry, that's just what I get from watching too much Good Morning Vietnam. So if we're including the dark match, our dark match includes Bob Brooks versus the Ted Man versus Sean McGuire versus newcomer Mackenzie Stone and versus Polly O'Connor. Who do you think is going to win this one? My personal pick goes to, well, Polly O'Connor.
I'd probably pick Polly as well. Just did a random choice.
Well, what I don't get about this match is why isn't Polly actually on the main card itself? I mean, come on. Look at this guy. This guy's a very good RPer. He deserves to be on.
Yeah, y'all can blame me for that.
His fault.
When his phone went out, I wasn't sure if I was going to book him at all. And he came to me after the card had already gone up. And the card originally, the dark match originally had Brooks, Tedman, Sean, and Mackenzie. That was it.
Okay.
And he comes to me and he goes, "Well, why no match for Polly?" And I'm like, "Well, I'm not going to book you at all because I wasn't sure if your phone was working." And he goes, "Well, you realize I play Tedman, right?" And I facepalmed.
Oh, but did it sound like this?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I booked him even though I wasn't going to book him. And he was like, "Well, let's just throw Polly in there as well so Polly can have a match." And I was like, "Yeah, sure. Why the hell not? Go ahead."
And, Ryan, what's your prediction?
Yeah,
oh, sorry.
Ryan.
Shit.
No, Ryan, go ahead.
My bad.
Do you want me to pick my own match?
Yes, I do. Realistically.
That probably depends on how much crossover Tim wants to do.
Okay.
If he makes it all about Polly and Tedman playing off each other, then he probably cancels himself out and opens the door for good old Bob there. If he doesn't, okay, Polly probably has the best shot.
All right, if I'm gonna pull one out for this match, I'm gonna be absolutely honest. I think that Sean is undefeated.
He is, I believe.
And I think he's gonna stay that way. Like, Sean is a character that literally, I didn't know a lot of what to do with the guy at first, but he's turning into, he's becoming a very good character. Like, reading the role plays and everything, he's winning the other one.
Mm-hmm. And what's your opinion, Freeman?
I'm gonna go for the wild card. The debutante. Yep.
The newbie.
Hmm. Interesting choices. So we got 3 for Polly, 1 for Sean, and 1 for Mackenzie Stone. And I may have predicted that Polly's going to win, but I predict that we're going to see Bubba shouting, "You say it, boss man. That's your stuff," or whoever does. I don't know. But
He doesn't. If Bubba doesn't come out and try to mess with Tedman, I call bullshit.
that's what I'm saying. Hey,
Hey, Tim wants me to bring in his sister.
Bubba's sister?
Yes.
Is she 500 pounds and named Big Bertha?
No, she's just like him, only hot.
She's just like him, only hot.
Yes.
in other words, coked out of her mind all the time, but really hot.
The horrible thing is,
funny part there is Bubba is not high at all.
Oh,
When
okay.
I look at
Headman.
when I look at Bubba, and this is horrible, it may be horrible, but when I look at Bubba, I genuinely see, and I'm sorry for this, but I see somebody who's special. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to come out and be, un-PC here, but he reminds me of somebody who has Down syndrome, who grew to be a big old redneck, and he's still a little kid in his mind. And the thought of a female version of that terrifies me.
Wow.
Well, when I think of Bubba,
Yeah, that
I
right
just
there.
basically,
That shit right there.
I basically just think of Eugene crossed with fucking Bam Bam Bigelow.
Eugene
He's
Bigelow.
about that size, actually.
Davis,
Oh.
I'm going to kill you because I'm never going to be able to get that image out of my head now.
Eugene Bigelow.
Eugene crossed with Bam Bam Bigelow.
And
Nice
I did
one.
him do a moonsault, too.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
moving on so I can get that image out of my head.
Okay, next up we have the submission match between Craven and Kyle Travis, and, well, this one is kind of interesting. We've been wanting to beat the crap out of this particular character for a while, so I myself am going with Craven, and of course my reasons is maybe I'm biased because Craven is Baron's tag partner right now, and Kyle Travis just pissed me off. But at the same time, Kyle Travis just does not know how to do anything really different, and it's so sad, really, because he's got this potential to actually be a legitimate heel, but aside from like random attacks, he's just not.
Hmm.
I'm like the only person in this podcast that doesn't mind this cat.
I don't mind him. He's just an idiot.
To a degree, I don't actually have anything against him. I'll jump in here with my prediction next. And I hope Kyle Travis is listening to this, because I actually do want to root for Kyle Travis. I do want him to actually win. But by the same token, I want to see something new from him. I want to see him come out and do what we've all been saying he can't do. I want to see him come out and come with something original. If he does that, it's his.
Hmm.
And that really is more my main concern with him. And I mean, yes, main reason why I have a problem with him is because, well, he burned me pretty bad a couple months ago, and it just, I don't like that. What happened?
All right, I'll go next. For the actual match itself, I agree with Davis. Like, I'm calling Craven just because he's stuck in that same role he was in the last Fed I ran that he was in. For the first 5 or 6 months, the dude pulled this, and he literally got buried. Like, every week he got buried. And then he began to take notice of the things that were being done by some other people in the group, by Eric Donovan and Snake and Devin Mayhem and people like that. And then he began to, from the bottom up, rise up until when he actually got to the main event, he wasn't doing it. Or he was still doing it, but it actually made more sense now. But if he can come with something original, which I don't think he's going to right now, I would give it to him, because he's a damn good player when he puts his mind to it. But he strikes me as he's back in that original mode he was in HW, in which case, dude, you're going to lose for the next 6 months. Until you're down at the bottom, you're going to start focusing on the people at the bottom, and you're going to build your rep from the bottom up, which is what you should have done 6 freaking months ago.
Yeah, that's what he needs to do.
Yeah.
But as of right now, because I don't think he's going to do that, I would give it to Craven. I would give it to Craven convincingly, and I would give it to Craven to continue the Oliver feud as well, like become Oliver's weapon, so to speak, against these attacks he's doing.
That's good. Sel?
I'm gonna go with Craven as well for pretty much the same reason.
Yeah, I think we're all in agreement on that one.
Anything as Craven's handler you want to throw in there, Ryan?
This is kind of depressing.
Depressing?
Yeah,
Listen to everybody look at Kyle and go, man, if he'd just pull his head out of his ass, he'd be great. And all of us kind of saying, but we know he won't.
Actually,
well, we know he won't yet.
Actually, speaking of which, the next match features his other character, and believe it or not, from what I've seen of Amy Zing, both in the past, because I've been in a bed with that character before, and now, like, really actually doing a lot more, it's gonna be. I don't know if I'll be able to win that particular match, and honestly, I'm fine with that.
He is a lot better with Amy Zing, I gotta say.
Amy's a face.
That's true.
And maybe that's the difference. Maybe he can just roleplay better as a face that's just been set, whose determination has just been set on fire.
He has this thing about playing, Randy Orton style heels back when he was the whole I Hear Voices guy, where he wants to punt kick Vince and he wants to punt kick Steph and he wants to punt kick Cena's dad. And that's the kind of heel he wants to play. But dude, you're not at that level yet.
No, he's gonna get out.
But with a face, he doesn't have to worry about living up to that hype, and he just lets it flow as normal. And no offense to Pat here, but I gotta pick Amy Zing.
Hey, I said I got no problem if he beats me as Amy Zing, because I legitimately like that character. And either way, even if it does turn into more of a feud that we continue fighting, I still got some good ideas to write myself, win or lose, so I'm happy either way.
I'm going to agree with Bossman on this one. I haven't really got anything to add myself.
Yeah, me.
Pretty much summed it up.
Yeah, me as well.
And so that's it for the Falls Count Anywhere TV title match.
Actually, I don't think Ryan picked.
No, he didn't.
I kind of liked Amy Zing too. But I've always liked that character since he brought her in. It was kind of, and Bossman's right, he does kind of play her the same way he sort of played Sangreal to begin with.
Mm-hmm.
Where Sangreal, he just let it go, and then all of a sudden it's like he changed with them and went, ooh, they have to live up to this whole legacy thing. And that kind of looked like what Ragnarok actually was.
Trying to live up to a legacy that...
No, it was trying to
like
be legacy.
And it
was trying to be Randy, Teddy, and Cody. Only it didn't really
I never
work.
Put that together until right now, but you know what? Ryan's absolutely right.
And that's why it didn't work, but it didn't work because he didn't really give it a chance, and because he kept doing the, okay, I have to be, this Bret Hart guy, and I have to cling on to that. And you want to look at him and go, dude, stop clinging on to that. Just go with, you're already a former champion here. Why isn't that good enough? Go.
Yeah, like try to create some, actual character development.
Rather than trying to be legacy and ending up looking like three-man band.
Horrible. Nice, dude, horrible.
It was good. No, actually, no. Three-man band, that's giving him too much credit.
Hey, now, don't do that. I hate three-man band.
Hey, they're at least entertaining.
My brother picking Drew McIntyre for his PV for Eric Donovan, for his character Eric Donovan, was the worst decision he ever made. God, I hate that motherfucker.
Okay.
Hey, you got a Drew McIntyre fan right here.
Yeah, no kind
Don't make me come slap you.
You're welcome to come give it a shot, baby.
You got two people here that are thinking, no, people slack your face off.
I hate Drew McIntyre. I do. I hate him. I freaking hate him.
He's... I don't hate the guy. He just never interested me. No offense, guys.
Like, my brother keeps talking about how good he was in the Under company when it was called. I think it was FCW at the time.
Seriously, you need to see his indie stuff at the minute. It's fucking amazing.
Well, like, he's talking about how good he was in FCW, and I'm like, dude, his matches with Sheamus, this and that. I watched these matches. Yeah, they were great. Why? Because Sheamus made them great.
The thing with Drew McIntyre is he is a performer that's like that. You throw him with some relatively crap guys, and he'll make them look good, but at the same time, he won't look amazing himself.
Just how it is.
That's not necessarily true either, because I mean, Dolph Ziggler is amazing at that, making his opponents look like gold, but he also looks like $1 million himself.
Because he can actually pull it off.
Yeah.
Anyways,
yeah. Moving on.
We have an interesting one. Literally, the two of us are like right here. Bene Elohim or Elohim, whatever you want to pronounce it. Sorry, guys. Versus the Sin City Knights in a tag team table elimination match.
I win.
Yes, you win either way. Either way, that guy wins.
Yep.
I think the picks are what?
I vote for Ryan.
I'm not voting in this one myself, because who knows, maybe he might decide he wants to really do something with Bene Elohim, and that could really be interesting.
You want to go first, though?
Okay, I vote for Sin City Knights.
Yes.
Any reason why?
Not really.
Okay.
Because she's also a Sin City Knight.
Yeah, there's that.
That is great.
There is that.
Do you want to put a vote out for this?
Bene Elohim, because the Sin City Knights have pretty much just completely fell apart.
That is true, Freeman. Oh, that's horrible. Anyway, moving on. My pick. Not gonna let that go there. Realistically, considering Craven's going to be in a submission match 2 matches before this, I would go with the Twins for that reason. If you're talking just role plays, it depends on what Elohim decides to do. Their last couple of promos have been amazing. You know, in the beginning, he was still feeling out the characters and getting to figure out where they were going and what they're doing and who they were. Now that he knows, I don't know. I gotta go with the Twins.
Fair enough. Actually, I have a split decision here. Kinda. But I think
y'all disagree to vote for Ryan.
Yeah, well, I think I voted for Ryan.
We already did. We already said he wins either way.
So that's our vote. We vote for Ryan.
Yeah.
There you go, Ryan. You win. And next up is a strap match. Is this going to be like the classic Texas Bull Rope match with the 4 corners, or just a straight up try to choke each other out with this strap?
It's 4 corners.
The 4 corners and lights? Yeah, I guess it could work, but I don't know who I want to pick. I mean, Boss Man, I honestly kind of disappointed in the fact that McBride hasn't been able to live up to the hype that you've been trying to bring to him. But
yeah,
at the same time, please surprise us. Surprise us and make us believe that he is the ultimate evil. Because if you do that and manage to pull this off, it's going to change not only this whole tournament, but pretty much it's going to make UWA look like it's back in Canada.
Yeah. I kind of agree, really, with what you're saying, and it's like, as far as like as far as Joshua McBride goes, it's like, I see the potential there, and I see the potential of him being like an Undertaker guy, and kind of like, at the risk of like fucking making comparisons, like having seen the children as slightly like Legion of Doom, the Ministry of Doom, or whatever it was, Ministry of Darkness.
Ministry of Darkness.
Yeah. But at the minute, I'm kind of looking at him and I'm seeing Midian.
Horrible.
So you need to make me stop. You need to make me stop seeing Midian and make me start seeing the Undertaker.
I think, considering his later gimmick, we all want to stop seeing Midian.
Yes. But going back to what I was saying, yes, we want to see that, why he is essentially the top heel, but right now, and again, no offense, my main pick is just going to have to go to Sentinel, because, well, Shane's been killing it since he's come back. I should know.
Yeah?
I'm gonna have to agree. Go with Sentinel.
I'm going to go with McBride, because you've had this little pep talk kind of thing.
That's true.
Yeah, so he might be all fired up now.
That's true. Could go to either.
So what's T's prediction on that one? Because I hear her in the
I
background.
just heard her say she's not going to pick sides, so.
Oh, okay.
Hold on, guys. Hold on.
Oh, did she just say 16 hours?
16 fucking hours.
Holy crap. I thought 10 was bad enough.
So, Ryan, what's your prediction on this match?
That depends on if there's another act of God that prevents him from even RPing as McBride.
Oh, yeah, that seems to be...
Because that's been the problem. It hasn't been that McBride hasn't RP'd well. It's that every time he's booked in something big, something happens to keep him from RPing at all.
That's true.
Which will definitely affect in a couple matches when you think about it.
So, that's all I want him to do is get to show up this time.
Yeah. So since we have that, I don't know if the boss wants to put in his own 2 cents worth in yet. Yeah. Actually, I'd like to hear some more about his standing on this match. So he's here back. Hear that?
He'll be back in a minute.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
10.
So have any of you guys actually...
Oh, pardon me.
that was a good one.
Always.
Yeah. So I have a question. You know how
I'm back now.
You're back?
Okay, never mind. Alright, so...
Well, you can ask. Whatever it was you were going to ask.
What I was going to ask is, you know how some wrestling fans like to record live reactions of them watching some pay-per-views? Have any of you seen any from Survivor Series?
No.
Yeah, let's just say there's a lot of freaking out, and we all know why.
Well, yeah.
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 Okay, anyways, what I want to ask you, Bossman and Chris, is, like, what's your take on this match more? Because, like, hopefully there'll be nothing preventing you from getting everything up, or do you have any ideas?
there shouldn't be anything preventing me from getting everything up. I was actually going to be doing Brody's first one today, but I ended up in the hospital because of my ribs. But
I can feel T glaring at you for some reason.
No, she's fine. She's got her own stuff she's dealing with right now. My opinion on this match, your outlook and the way you're looking at Joshua is 100% accurate. I said this in the room a couple of weeks ago when I did the breakdown win-loss, because I was trying to figure out who's faced who, how many times, and who should be facing who in the future going forward. When I did all that, I realized the win-loss record for Joshua is absolutely fucking horrible. Like, horrid. It's like 2-9.
Yeah.
But he's been carried by his opponents. As far as even the matches that have been lost, enough effort has been done on both sides to work it. He's also been carried in like the segments on the shows, because there's one thing you can say about Joshua: he's there every show.
Yep.
You know,
and that's the important part right now. That's why he is top heel.
Well, he's not top heel though.
Really?
He's not. No, Aaron Donnelly is top heel.
Okay. Well, yeah, that makes more sense. But at least he could say he was top heel for a good reason.
He
I
was top heel
dispute that.
for a while. In my opinion, there are 3 top heels in UWA right now, and
There's only one,
those,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
Aaron Donnelly, Vince Jones, and Joshua.
Vinny Jones stands atop for me.
Of course, he took your main guy out.
But I mean, Vince Jones has taken out Freeman. You know, he had the glove situation with Ashley, but I mean, other than that, that's all he's really done on the actual shows. When you look at Aaron has destroyed everything Brody's tried to do. Aaron drugged Billy, destroyed Carrie, and she took out Janie, and that's not even the Janie situation. It's not even over yet. There's a good possibility that in this next promo, y'all don't know this yet, but in this next promo, it's going to find out that Janie died.
Wow.
Shit.
You know, that's why I'm looking at this with Erin and going, the things that Erin has done, you know, in her promos, she's fallen off a bit because T's had work and everything else. But on the actual shows, she has done so much more than everybody, including Joshua.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
has.
that's true. Because ever since she snapped and turned heel, I was like, holy crap! Don't fuck with this chick.
But I mean, the question that was asked about Joshua in this is, I do my best work, and even Shane will tell you this, against Shane.
So this is definitely going to be something very interesting.
Yeah, without a doubt. I already have some things I'm going to be doing with him going forward that have to do with the Joshua storyline is kind of a mix right now. Him and Sentinel have their feud going, which is going to be continuing. But also, he's got a feud going with the children themselves.
Yeah, that came out of left field, in my opinion. Would you like to explain that a little bit more? Like, why did he decide to suddenly drop the children, pretty much?
He didn't drop them. Maiko took them.
Yeah, but why? Again, she was supposed to be with McBride and his journey.
There's a storyline reason for this happening that will be revealed over the course of the story arc with Joshua and the children. There is an end game in mind. But as for why I did it at this time, this was my attempt to put the breast paddles to Joshua and clear. You know, I need something to try to revive this character, and this is all I could think of. Because if something doesn't change with Joshua soon, I'm going to be retiring this character and starting fresh. I have another, my main heel is dead. I killed him last year. Shalina and Ryan both know that.
Yep.
But there
if
was
you need me, go ahead.
There's a second character that I ran back then. Snake was my main, but I killed him off because he was ruined by the Mun, the handler, as y'all say, the handler who played his wife. When she did what she did, it ruined the character completely for me. I didn't know what else to do with him, so I killed him. But there's a second character there who I played, his name was Carnage, Michael Rivers. And he lost his mind in a way that you haven't seen from any of my characters yet. The dude genuinely started to consider himself the devil.
Nice.
Shit.
He began to call himself the fallen angel, Michael Rivers. Began to refer to himself in the third person as Lucifer.
Shit.
And if need be, if I can't rehab Joshua, I'll bring in Carnage.
Shit. There goes my idea, because my main character is an evil heel who is essentially the devil's avatar.
That wouldn't necessarily ruin your idea. That would actually work very well if I decided to bring in Carnage.
Yeah, that's true.
If you stop and think about it.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway,
works.
we can plan that later, depending on what happens with Joshua.
And we can also involve Lacey somehow.
Right.
If we wanted to.
So, Ryan, did you pick for this match? I had to put you on hold so I could talk to T.
I said I just want to be able to see Joshua show up.
Yeah.
Because, there's been like some act of God that has prevented that every damn time.
Which shouldn't be the case this time. Literally
Knock
my
on
act
wood.
of God. My act of God happened at the beginning of the roleplay period, not the middle to the end.
Oh, shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Still.
It's one day into the role playing, and usually what would happen is 3 or 4 days before the end of the role play period is when I'll have a broken rib and end up in the hospital. But this happened on day 1. I got meds. I'm good.
Okay. And next up is our I Quit match between Vince Jones and Ashley Kenyon for the UWA North American Championship.
Now, before we vote, does anybody want to know why I made this an I Quit match?
Sure.
Yes, I would actually be interested to see why this is like this.
Okay, what's the storyline right now between Vince Jones and Ashley Kenyon?
Well, there was a glove incident at the last pay-per-view. That's the main thing that comes off the top of my head.
A loaded glove, right? So,
Yeah.
in Oliver's mindset, when I'm booking this match, as Oliver, from a backstage perspective, when Oliver's booking this match, he's going, okay, well, there's been some talk of a loaded glove. She can't say I quit if she's unconscious. So, Oliver booked a match where he couldn't use that same tactic against her and gave Ashley Kenyon a fair shot.
That is, unless somehow, some way, Vince Jones manages to pull off a Rock moment.
Oh, God.
A what moment?
Rock moment from
Royal Rumble 99.
Oh, yeah.
Is that what you're talking about, Rumble 99?
Yep.
Yeah, but see, that wasn't The Rock pulling anything, though. That was Mick Foley unconscious. I mean, you take 16 fucking chair shots and tell me you don't pass out.
That's not what I meant.
You meant them playing the tape of Mick Foley screaming, I quit, I quit, I quit on the pre-show.
Oh,
that was the actual ending. Was that they knocked him out and then played that thing while Rock put the mic down by his face. He quit.
It was done that way because he was designed like that was the booking for Mick Foley to lose. But he actually passed out from the pain and he couldn't say I quit, so they played the tape.
Yeah, but
it was a swerve. Like there was no Foley. It wasn't a swerve or anything. That was the finish, but he couldn't actually do it because he was unconscious.
Yeah, I know that, but let's say. But I'm pretty sure that they somehow worked it into storyline.
It was storyline later. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
That's what I mean. Okay, so that being said, you know what? Honestly, this is one that I really have no clear-cut winner in mind to choose because just so even right now.
If I'm looking at this and taking role plays completely out of the picture, if I'm not looking at any role plays, if I'm just looking at the characters, I just can't see Vince Jones saying I quit. I can't see that badass actually saying them words.
I can't see Ashley saying I quit either.
I be more inclined to see her do it than Vince, if you get my point.
Yeah, I kind of.
It all depends on, as far as Vince Jones saying I quit. It depends on the writing and the match itself. There is one thing in an I quit match. Everything's legal. There's no DQ. There is one thing that Ashley can do that would make Vince Jones quit. I don't care how badass he is. Tie his ass to a post and start kendo sticking him in the nuts. Sooner or later, he's going to say, I quit.
That is true.
In a high-pitched voice.
You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, it is possible. It's just the match writers have to get creative,
I can see it, but that's because I've been watching since Magnum and Tully. With the wooden stick to the eye.
Magnum, are you talking about Magnum TA?
Yes.
So, shall I go ahead and make my pick?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. When I'm looking at the last time they faced, I'm gonna reveal something now I don't usually reveal, except to people who ask. The judgments for Vince Jones versus Ashley Kenyon. This was closer than anybody realized. Vince Jones won by a hair off his bald head. and this
That's a good one.
By a goatee hair.
Yeah. And this is Ryan's, in all honesty, this is Ryan's backup Kiss character. The character who's gotten the most exposure and who's done the best work has been Bethany. Everybody knows that, it's hands down. But Ashley is starting to come into her own. And to be honest with you, I think Ashley's going to take this. I do. How about you,
Okay.
How about Ashley as well?
Honestly, my official vote is wait and see, because honestly, it's just gonna.
You can't wait and see. You got to pick one.
Yeah.
Okay, 1 second.
Is this where Pat tosses a coin?
Yes.
Is he really tossing a coin?
Sounds like it.
Do you want me to turn on the fucking webcam so you guys can actually see it?
It depends. Are you naked?
No, dear God, no.
No, I'm not naked.
No, if you're not naked, then no, dude.
Sure, turn on the
Can always be
webcam if
fixed,
you
though.
want.
No,
What?
please God. No naked Midian from wherever the hell you're from.
Oh man, that would only work. I hope to God Pat's wearing a bum bag when he turns his camera.
Okay, so what did the coin indicate, Pat?
Are you just talking to each other?
Yeah. Sorry. Sorry about that. I was just interrupted for a second. So, heads, Vince Jones, tails, Ashley. Ashley it is.
A coin of fate.
So we've got 3 for Ashley, 1 for Vince.
There we go.
Anything you want to add about this match, Ryan, before we move on?
What are you doing?
No.
He sounded so sad when he said that. No.
Yeah.
And moving on to our main event, Hell in a Cell, Broderick Montgomery versus Aaron Donnelly, the tale of 2 lovers kicking each other's asses. I'm talking real life. With special guest, Jessica Gaucher, the champ.
Hey, Selena, who's the special ref?
I was waiting for that. Jessica.
Yes, I love it.
And what does everybody in Arsenal call her for short?
Jizz or Jizzy?
You're welcome, Chris.
I can't breathe.
You and me both.
Okay, who wants to pick first?
Honestly, I think I'm gonna go with T here.
Okay.
Next.
Given all the build-up, I can't go anywhere other than with Brody on this one, because he's just going to be he's going to be insane after everything that fucking Aaron's done. And you've got to admit as well, Jez hasn't exactly got a fucking love for Aaron Donnelly, so I can't even see her actually pinning
Feel like
Sean Brody for her. I can see her refusing to count, so I can't really vote anywhere other than for Brody on this one.
Actually, I
wait, Daddy, she's gonna call it right down the middle.
Yeah.
Actually, I can see this.
She wants to be the champion the company deserves. She's gonna call it down the middle.
Actually, believe it or not, I can actually see the ending have some semblance to Undertaker versus Bret Hart SummerSlam 97 going down.
Explain.
Okay, right. How about you, Sal? What's your vote?
I actually don't know this one. I keep going between both.
Do you need a coin?
Yeah, maybe. At the moment, I'm thinking Aaron, but I'd like Brody to win.
And Ryan?
I guess I'd have two picks. From a completely story point of view, I'd be like, okay, Brody kind of needs it more. From an RP point of view, I'd look at it and go, you got to be the favorite just because she's working how many fucking hours?
Yeah. But she and I have actually just decided that we're only going to do one apiece.
Still.
That's a lot to do for one. I'm going to have to cram the final 3 freaking nightmares into one promo.
War and Peace, here we come.
Right?
This is going to be a monster of a roleplay.
Either way,
Two,
yeah.
Actually.
Monster 2 roleplays.
Yeah, you got that. Alright.
Or I may just not do a nightmare sequence at all for this and just keep the nightmare sequence going forward.
Yeah, that works too. Then you wouldn't cheapen it by shortening it or anything.
So
go ahead.
I was just gonna say I think everybody voted for that one. I won't not for this one.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give a storyline, breakdown and things like that. But as far as actual role plays, me and T, it's gonna be hard to judge.
Yeah, you got a good point there.
Yeah, that's why I keep jumping between who I think is going to win, is because you're both really good.
Yeah.
So,
I got a prediction question for you guys on this one.
okay.
Okay.
Does it stay just between the three of them, or do is there like extracurriculars that come in?
Ooh.
For
the Hell in a Cell, does it stay between all three of them, or are there like run-ins du jour because they've all got 2-3 people of backup?
As in, does this become a Arsenal versus? Hold on.
Toledo.
No, she pronounces it a very specific way, and I've been messing with her about it. So hold on. She calls it Del Taco. It's how she pronounces it, Del Taco. And whenever she says it, I go, "What was that, Del Taco?"
Del Taco. Nice.
But it's Brian's question being, is it going to end up being Arsenal versus Galtaca? And damn, I don't know.
I didn't
Considering
realize
what's on the horizon.
I didn't realize the Irish started specializing in tacos.
Yeah, Irish tacos are great.
What's in them?
Wouldn't you like to know? I got
that would probably be potatoes and Guinness.
T wanted me to say everyone thought Aaron was volatile before. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet.
Ooh. Empty.
See, if I had to make a prediction for this, she said this time she's going to be sane when it happens. But if I had to make a prediction for this Hell in a Cell, looking at previous Hell in a Cells, you know, like, who thinks there's going to be a table spot? You know what I'm saying? And if there is going to be a table spot, who's going to fall or get thrown off the cell to go through the table?
Good point. Well, it's hard to tell if there actually will be, considering there's going to be at least 2 earlier.
That is very true.
Possibly 3.
I said at least 2. Which means yes. Which will mean yes. Ultimately, there could very well be 3 or 2 or 3 table shots.
All I know, whoever ends up writing the false count anywhere, if this does not end up in catering or like the concession stand with somebody covered in hot nacho cheese, considering it's 2 hot women, there's something wrong with you.
Take notes,
whoever man will ride the thing again.
Take notes, whoever might potentially be writing this.
Right. Let's see here. Y'all have any questions for me while I'm here?
Nah.
Actually, yes. My main thing is, like, how are you scoring this tournament? Like, what do you get? Like, what points do you get, like, for victories?
I'm surprised that y'all didn't look at the breakdown on the show and figure that out. I really am.
I'm trying to figure it out. Like, is it
submissions are 5 points?
Okay.
And that's something for the judges. And considering most of my judges are here right now, as it is, but for the judges from now on until the end of this tournament, the judges need to decide if the victory is big enough in their mind to warrant a submission. You can't have these 2 matches where, you know, there are these 2 people in this match where it's so hard to call. That's not a submission victory. A submission victory is when someone gets, I mean, it's so overwhelming this person
it's
has
clear.
won.
It's clear.
Yeah. So submissions are 5 points, wins are 4 points, draws, whether they're storylined or otherwise, are 3 points, losses are 2 points.
What about DQ and countout wins? Are they worth
DQ and
anything?
countout wins, it's the same thing. It's the only reason I lowered the point value by 1 for storyline no finishes. Storyline no finishes are usually done, like for example, Craven and Brody this last show, not this last show, but the one before it. When Janie was attacked by Aaron and Craven ran back with him, there was a double count out in that match. Now the reason this match ended like that is because when I got the judgments back, I only had 1 judge come in and judge, which usually happens every show. I need more judges. That's all there is to it. But the 1 judge that came in had it called right down the center for both. So when I looked at that judgment, I'm like, okay, well, since that happens, I'm gonna use this match to further the storyline. It's gonna be a double count out, and because it's a storyline where neither person beats the other as far as the judge is concerned, it's a 3 points for each.
Yeah.
And who would have called after the first week of judging that Ted Man was in first place?
Seriously, no one saw that coming.
No.
Right. And what I like about the tournament judging right now is literally you have Sentinel in first place, but by a point, and there's like 5 or 6 people all tied for second.
And that's with all the 6 points?
It literally could be anyone.
With 7. Sentinel has 8 with 2 wins. Brody has 7. What is it? Brody, Craven. Hold on,
Sean, yeah.
I'm gonna pull up the show actually, so I can look at it.
I have 2 more questions. One is kind of ridiculous.
Hold on. I want to answer this question for me first. Sean, Vince Jones, Craven, and Brody are all tied for 2nd.
Okay.
And then you have Silver Baron and Amy Zing with 6. Ted Mann with 5 because he wasn't booked, and then you have everybody else with 4 or under.
Yeah, that's true. So my questions were, like, in terms of matches like the tag team table elimination match, how are you going to score that? Is it just going to be 4 points automatic to each victor?
Well, pay-per-views are judged. Pay-per-views have different point values. Pay-per-views, especially gimmick matches like this. That's why I made all these matches gimmick matches. This way, it wasn't unfair to anybody. The next pay-per-view will only have 1 or 2 that are specifically around people who either A, need the points, or B, are at the top of the bracket and need to extend themselves a little bit from like separate themselves from the pack.
The next pay-per-view is Tragic Engagement, is it not?
Yeah, but that's not when the tournament ends. The tournament ends between Tragic Engagement and Spring Slaughter.
Oh.
But these gimmick matches are actually going to be worth 10 points to the winner, 2 points to the loser.
Wow. So like this. So in the end, right here, we could see a potential flip.
Yeah. If like, for example, if Joshua wins and Sentinel loses, he technically goes from one of the bottom to above Sentinel in the rankings.
So basically, top place, unless if someone else who's winning before takes top place, continues to win.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you. That makes a lot of sense. And my next question, I'm expecting a no answer, believe it or not. Are we allowed to gamble our points?
How would you gamble your points?
Like saying, like, let's say get something so personal and it's confident that want to win storyline wise. So we'll say, you know what, I want to get top spot and I want to take your points. So I'll put mine on, you put yours on, and we'll get prepare to have your ass kicked. That's how I would see it.
That's a very tough question. I would allow it probably if the match called for it. Like Ben Elohim versus the Knights, not so much. Aaron and Brody, not so much. They have enough on the line between the two of them without this being necessary. However, if Craven and Kyle Travis were to continue, and they wanted something to spice up their next match, they can go, okay, well, I'll tell you what, this is what we're going to do. You want to face me, but I don't want to face you, and since you want to face me so bad, put your points on the line. If you win, you take mine. I win, I take yours.
Okay.
I would probably allow that.
Okay. Honestly, I was expecting a flat out no because I just wanted to ask it for the sake of asking.
Well, it's
even Leighton. Thank you.
When it comes to these points, I'm not like, while TNA did inspire this idea, I'm not like TNA. I don't have a specific person I want to come out of this tournament and win. This is, you can come in as your very first match being the start of this tournament, and if you win this tournament and you win the title, dude, you're world champion in 3 months. Congratulations.
Nice. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I have no incentive on who wins this at all. So, if somebody wants to do a storyline where, there are points involved, dude, knock yourself out. And if you end up being the one to end up facing the champion, then, good for you, dude. Congratulations.
Okay.